Today we're making this sweet little birthday card for my neighbor's little girl who's turning 2 very soon, and I can't wait to get started. Hi everyone, it's Annette with ASCardDesign, and I'm so glad you're here. We're going to be using the Birthday Pals stamp set, and isn't this stamp set so cute? I'm going to be using this little giraffe, and we'll do the For the Birthday Girl, and I will be pulling in the coordinating dies to cut out the giraffe and the sentiments. So first, we're going to take a piece of quarter sheet cardstock, and I'm using the Delusions Shimmer Spray, and this one is Fresh Lime. These sprays are really, really nice. Now, my spray bottle is clogged, so I am just laying some down on my mat, my glass mat, and this is another way. These spray bottles clog up all the time, and I've tried to clean mine and it just doesn't work, but I'm bringing in a homemade pouncer. This is just a piece of wadded up paper towel with some press and seal wrapped around it, and I'm just pouncing that ink kind of on a diagonal onto that card panel. This ink dries very fast, and I'm just putting a very thin layer on it, and I'm just going to wipe off the pouncer and clean off my surface, and you'll see how it's already dry, but look at that shine. It's like antifreeze or something. I don't know, but it's super shiny and it looks really cool. And then we're going to go ahead and do our stamping. And again, we're going to use that little giraffe and the For the Birthday Girl. I am going to do some coloring with only 2 colors for that giraffe, so it's very, very easy. So I'm going to, using my Mini Misty, I'm picking up the stamps, and I'm going to use the VersaFine Nocturne Premium Pigment ink. I'm going to just do the greetings first. I don't know, I just like to do the words first and then any critters or any other focal images separately. But that stamped beautifully the first time, so I don't need to do it twice. And now I'm going to go ahead and do that little giraffe. And I'm going to wipe off my stamps, but I'm going to leave it right where it is because we'll come back and stamp it again. So don't want to move that stamp. But right now I am bringing in my Tombow water-based markers, and I have the 2 colors there, 991 and what did that say? N90 or no, N49. So it's basically a yellow and a brown. So I'm going to speed this up, obviously, and do the coloring. Doing the yellow first, then coming in with the brown. And then once I'm done, I will go ahead and just re-stamp it with the VersaFine. And what that does is it just really redefines the black lines if your coloring isn't great, which mine isn't, so this is a very good tip. So bringing it up here close to show you, and I'm not worried that I didn't color it completely solid. It's fine. So that is that. We will be die cutting these out. So I'm bringing in my ginakdesigns Intercut, and this is the die cutting and embossing machine. And we're going to go ahead and get this set up to die cut the little giraffe and the For the Birthday Girl. I will go ahead and secure them down with that mint tape that you can see on my Intercut handle. I like to keep that there handy dandy. So we'll just go ahead and get all the dies positioned and taped down so they don't move and shift when I run it through. And I am going to just run the greetings first, and then we'll come back and die cut the giraffe. So we'll just run that through. And I think I had my settings off, so I was resetting it correctly to die cutting. And then we'll go ahead and pull those off, and I'll show you how nicely these dies cut the greetings. Just perfect. And then we'll go ahead and get the giraffe. I am bringing in my little metal dish to throw my dies in so I don't lose them, and I'll put them away after I'm done filming. All right, so we'll get this little guy die cut. He's so cute. And that giraffe would be cute in any color combination. It doesn't have to be traditional like I did. But just get that one die cut. And I do die cut extra pieces of the giraffe and the greetings, and you'll see that later on in the video. But I am going to use Master Layouts 1. Normally I just use those rectangles, but I'm using this die from Master Layouts 1 as well, and it's that scalloped oval. I love it. And so we're going to go ahead and take a piece of vellum, and this is just a lightweight vellum, and I'm just going to go ahead and die cut that scalloped oval onto the vellum. And that is this, look at that intricate edge. I love it. It's so pretty. And I don't use that dye enough, but I'm going to start trying to use it more. And then I'm going to bring back my panel. It's all dry and super shiny. And I'm going to use that smaller rectangle or square to cut that. And that will be the panel, of course. So get that cut. I'm trying to do all my die cutting here while I have this machine out. And then you'll see the master layouts. You can hand cut these. You don't need master layouts, but they do put a nice rolled edge around the perimeter. And I like that. It looks real finished. And here I'm going with a color I don't normally use, but I thought it would be fun to kind of use a green matte layer. And this is just some green I had in my stash. I don't know that it even has a color name, but it was probably one of those palettes that had kind of gradient colors. But I just thought it went well. It doesn't match perfectly, but that's okay. No one's going to notice. And then I also love this embossing folder. This is a 3D embossing folder from Simon Says Stamp called Dottie Whirlpool. And I do use this a lot, but you do want to feel the pattern. I want the raised dots, not the depressed dots, but the raised dots. I want those coming up from underneath my cardstock. So I'm making sure that's positioned right because I want those dots to be raised, not debossed, but I want them to be bumpy on that top of that panel. So I have that positioned correctly. I'm going to run that through. This embossing folder is so versatile. I used it all winter. I'm using it here in the spring. It's just an all-purpose embossing folder. But look at that. Isn't that cool? And you could run ink and like an ink pad over it to give it some color, but I'm leaving it white in this case. But yeah, that looks good too when you run ink over the embossing folders. All right, so I am using Gina K liquid glue, and you all know if you craft that glue, the liquid glue will show through the vellum. So the trick I'm going to use, and you'll see here in a minute, but first, before I get to that, I am going to speed this up and just glue my extra pieces, just to give everything a little bit more stability. I think I was using 65-pound weight cardstock, so I just kind of wanted them to be a little bit thicker. And then the trick I like, and it's not really, I mean, it's pretty well known in the craft community, if you're gluing on vellum, just to get a die cut. And I'm going to glue that die cut down first, and we'll get that onto the vellum. And I'm just setting the vellum on the card panel. I'm just kind of positioning it where I'm pretty sure I'm going to put it on the panel. And then I'm going to glue that giraffe on top and just get him right where I want him. Just make sure it sets and he's glued down. And I'm going to flip it over and just add glue wherever the giraffe's outline is. And that's a great way to glue that vellum down and not have any glue show through. All right, this card's going to come together real quick. This is like a 10-minute card. It really didn't take me long. It takes longer to do the editing and the voiceover and all that, but this card, I probably could have made it in 5 minutes. So I'm bringing in some Gina K foam squares because I decided I'm going to pop up the greeting instead of gluing it down. I don't know. I just wanted a little bit more dimension on this card. And so I'm just popping down those foam squares, and then I'm going to use my pick tool there and take off the paper backers. And I thought I maybe sped this up, but this is real time. It doesn't take long. So I thought I'd leave this real time. And then I am going to put some liquid glue on each of those squares, just because they're very sticky. And if I stick them down and I need to reposition it, that's not happening without the liquid glue on there. So just bringing in that matte layer, I'm going to tape it down so it doesn't move on me. And then I will glue the panel onto the matte layer. I kind of like that green. I don't know. I just wanted something different on this card. And we'll just get that position so there's a nice even border all the way around. And we'll get that tape off the back because we are going to bring in our scoring board. And I do have a card base already. It's 8.5 by 5.5 inches, and I'm going to be scoring it right there at 4.25 inch. And I already stamped my logo on it. And then we're just going to fold it over, and I'll use that scoring tool just to crease that fold. And I like to do both sides. So I'm just flipping it and doing it again. And then that's it for the scoring board. And then all we have to do is glue this base or glue the panel onto the base. And this card will be done. Um, yeah, I can't wait to give it to my neighbor. They're new neighbors. They're so sweet, and they have just the sweetest little girl. And I just felt like this would be a cute little card for her. And that is the finished card. So this is a really cute stamp set. All the supplies I'm using will be linked in the description below, along with some affiliate links if you'd like to use those. But this Birthday Pals stamp set is so cute. And you can also make little boy cards too. So that's it. Thank you all for joining me. And until next time, have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.